Well, good morning and welcome to Overdivest Nurseries. It's a lovely day in the middle of midsummer. It's a little on the toasty side, but we also have gusts of wind blowing through the nursery, which on two fronts helps first of all to cool us down a little bit, but also perhaps will cause some noise on my microphone. So I hope you'll excuse it if you hear some gusts of wind, because on this open site where we grow all of these different trees and shrubs and perennials and grasses and vines, in a way it kind of helps us produce healthy, vigorous, strong outdoor plants that are ready to make a quick transition into areas around your home. And if you'd like to find out more about the various plants that we grow on the nursery, and you haven't already, I'd like to suggest that you think about clicking and subscribing to this channel, because then as we post new videos, which we're doing all the time, you'll find that they will turn up automatically in our feed. Now, as I mentioned, we grow a wide variety of all different sorts of outdoor garden plants, ones that have been especially selected for this region, that's the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic states of the US. Now, some are very well known and very popular, but others also, I believe, deserve to be much wider planted and certainly known about. And an example of that is this really very valuable evergreen shrub called Viburnum pragense. This is a very nice evergreen shrub that grows to about 10 to 12 foot high by about 10 to 12 foot wide. And the reason that I believe that this plant is extremely valuable and very much underplanted is that in today's gardening sites where our houses are closer together, the demand and need to create privacy and screening around our homes is even more important than it's ever been before. And this is a plant, as you see from these young plants, is one that responds very well to trimming and pruning. And so this is something that you could put in either as a single specimen, you could plant it as a little informal group in a bed or a border, but also you could possibly use this as a screening plant to screen out neighbors' doors and windows, perhaps trash cans or air conditioners or anything else that's rather unsightly and you'd rather not see on a daily basis. Now, these are, as you see, pot-grown plants here in the nursery, which means that you can plant them any point during the growing season. They're reasonably fast growing, and also you'll find that they'll grow in sun or partially shaded conditions and will actually tolerate shady conditions too. If you're looking to plant a screen with these, I'd suggest that you put them in at about 5 or 6 foot centers, and then you've got the space, maybe think about putting them in a staggered or alternate row pattern. That way you'll get a faster screen. It's a wonderful plant for growing up and providing lots of evergreen foliage, which is very shiny and has this nice kind of texture on the upper parts of the leaves. But you'll also see, if I reach in and turn them over, that the undersides of the leaves have a kind of felty indumentum on the other sides of the leaves, which means that it's quite pleasant if you look at it on a day like today, where the wind is gently moving the branches and you see the undersides of the leaves as well as this lovely shiny glossy upper surface. Now, what's interesting is that this is a hybrid between two Chinese species that was picked out by Mr. Joseph Vick in Prague in today's Czech Republic. Joseph started his horticultural career as a gardener at the beautiful Castle Lübeck, and after furthering his knowledge and experience in Germany, returned once again to work in the gardens there. Today it is one of the most beautiful attractions in the whole country, a World Heritage Site that is worth seeing if you're ever in that area. In 1924, he established a state-run nursery that produced trees and shrubs and other plants for the city's parks and municipal gardens. He passed away in 1968, but during his time as the manager there, he picked out a Viburnum seedling that combined the best merits of its parents. It was hardy, vigorous, evergreen, and clearly different. and it was named and registered in 1959 after the city of its origin. Also, you'll see that these plants are forming flower buds right now. They open in the earlier part of the summer, spring and summer, and when they open they do have white flowers, but it's honestly not that noticeable compared to some of the other more floriferous and more striking varieties of Viburnum. But it's really the dark green evergreen foliage that this plant is grown for, and the ability also to grow it as a hedge or a screen and clip it if needs be. You can trim this plant, and if it ever gets too big and too wide on you, you can go in and trim back these shoots, and that will keep it extra bushy and compact, and means that even if it becomes an older mature plant, you can still go in and trim it back quite hard, and then it will regrow and produce lots of this evergreen foliage. So a very underused and yet I believe a very valuable evergreen shrub. This is indeed something that's hardy and easy to grow in a wide variety of situations. All it needs is an average garden soil that's reasonably free draining. This is Viburnum pragense, a beautiful award-winning evergreen shrub that I think you might be interested in knowing about and perhaps using in and around your home.